Hey, good morning. Today is September the 22nd, and I am talking to you from my production studio here at my kitchen table. I want to talk a little bit about some upcoming episodes that I have in the works. So really what I wanted to say is a little bit about why I'm even doing this. I have a lot of things that I think are interesting. I won't go down the list, but one of those things are local issues which sooner or later turn into political issues. We moved here about 7 years ago. And when we got here, I looked around, I think like everybody does, and immediately tried to come up with all the smart ideas on how to improve on the golden goose around here. And after talking to some of my friends who had gotten here sooner than I did, they all sort of looked at me and said, yeah, we all know this. It's a little bit more difficult to get things done in Walton County than you can imagine just on a plain sheet of paper in terms of coming up with solutions. So over the course of 7 years, I looked around and kind of saw exactly what they were talking about. And the word that seems to come to mind is gridlock. There is resource in this county. There is smart people who understand the solutions to the challenges we have in this county. But for some reason, those resources and solutions don't quite come together. And I just call that gridlock. The state of being for our government that doesn't produce the progress that we, its constituents, should expect. But it's still a pretty good life here in Walton County. So it's easy to, sort of put that one thing to the side and just rock on with life. Well, about a year ago, I quit drinking and I got bored, honestly. So I started coming up with, things to do and getting nosy into local issues. Believe it or not, seems to be a lot of fun for me. So I like to talk to people who are running for office. That's where this podcast started, was interviewing candidates for the Board of County Commissioners back in 2020. I did the same thing in 2022. And keeping with the political theme, one subject that has come up quite vigorously lately is the referendum that will be on this year's ballot, giving the citizens of Walton County an opportunity to raise our sales tax. Well, immediately when I heard this suggestion that we have a sales tax increase, I'm a conservative person by ideological, whatever that word is, ideological positioning. I am a conservative person, so in my opinion, tax is bad. I started listening to other people who I would imagine fall in the conservative category, and they are arguing for this sales tax referendum. So I thought this is a pretty good opportunity for me to go through this period of exploration, education. Why are people who probably would identify as politically conservative leaning be for a sales tax? And today I'm sitting down with Robert Nelson, who I have done episode number 13. He's a local guy. He seems to be very passionate on the side of let's pass this sales tax. And I want to sit down with him and discuss exactly why he feels that way. So that's the upcoming episode. And I hope you tune into that and pay attention a little bit to this theme on the sales tax referendum. I've also got a tentative schedule to meet with another group of content creators who do a podcast. I won't say exactly who until we solidify that we're actually going to meet. But I plan to argue with those guys just a little bit, just like I'm going to argue with Robert. I don't want to talk to people who I necessarily agree with on every issue. I don't think there's any progress there. I'd like for there to be a little bit of disagreement. So if you want to hear me argue with somebody, Stay tuned.